Did you know that this motivational YouTube channel gets over 2.5 million views and generates over $10,000 in ad revenue every month? Here's another channel raking in millions of views and thousands of dollars in revenue, and they have achieved this without ever showing a face on camera. Now, this might sound insane, but you can also create such videos quickly and easily using the power of AI. With OpenAI's ChatGPT, you can now get AI to write completely unique motivational YouTube scripts in under 10 minutes and then use InVideo to quickly turn them into a publish-ready video without ever having to learn any script writing or video editing skills. And today, we'll show you how you can do exactly this in just 5 easy steps, even if you're a complete beginner to video creation. So grab a pen and paper and let's get started. The first step is to pick an idea for your video. And while you can find inspiration for motivational topics in several places, including books, articles, and on social media, one of the easiest ways to find an idea that will perform well on YouTube is to go to a popular channel in your niche, look at their top performing videos and see which ideas have gotten them the most views. You want to start by creating videos on similar topics, and that's what we're also going to do for the purpose of this tutorial. We'll look at Aperture's most popular videos and start working with an idea that has mass appeal. Their video on stoicism is really popular, and I think a video on how to practice stoicism for beginners can do really well for our channel. Once your idea is finalized, there are several ways in which you can create your motivational video as well. One approach is to take snippets or audio clips from famous speakers or authors and then stitch them together into a video. While this is definitely easier to do, it can lead to issues with monetization on your channel and can also lead to copyright strikes. This is why we'll be creating our video from scratch by only using royalty-free media clips from InVideo's inbuilt media library. Now, once you've finalized your idea, the next step is to write a compelling script. Script writing is perhaps the most time-taking part of the video making process. But thankfully, with ChatGPT, you can create a compelling YouTube script in minutes. If you haven't already done so, sign up to ChatGPT. The process is fairly straightforward, and you can sign up with an existing Google or Microsoft account and then verify your phone number with an OTP to get started. Once you're logged in, you can see a prompt box at the bottom of the screen. This is where you will give the AI prompts for the kind of script you want. As with any AI tool, how you write your prompts will massively drive the success of your video. An easy way to simplify this is to ensure that you include 5 key elements in your prompt. These are the type of video you're creating, such as YouTube video, YouTube Shorts video, the topic you want it to cover, the length of the video, the tone of voice you're going for, and any specific details you want to add, as well as any inputs on scripting style. For this video, we want the AI to create a script around how to practice stoicism for beginners. So here's how you can write the prompt for that. With this, we've already taken care of the topic, the platform, and the length of the video. Now we need to add some details about the video's tonality. So I'll write, and now I want some additional details as well, so I'm going to go ahead and add those. A detailed prompt like this ensures that you get a fairly detailed script from the get-go. Here's another example of a prompt for another motivational video channel. Once you click enter, ChatGPT creates the script in real time. It takes a couple of minutes depending on how long your video is. And once you have the first draft, you can read through and see if you want any changes. If you do, you can just give it additional prompts. I feel that this explanation of steps in point 3 can be a little more detailed and should have stoic quotes. So that's what I'm going to prompt it to include. Often, it doesn't take more than 1 or 2 iterations to get a script you want. From here, simply copy and paste it into a plagiarism checker like this one to check the sanctity of your script. As you can see, AI has generated a unique script that is not picked up from anywhere. It does highlight this one sentence in red, but that's not really plagiarism. However, if you do find that your script has plagiarized content, you can simply rephrase those parts to ensure that it is unique. Now, once your script is finalized, simply paste it into a doc file and you're ready to start creating your video. The next step is to create your voiceover based on your script. This is a crucial step for faceless videos because this is your chance to give a personality to your videos. Additionally, your voiceover will determine the media you use for your video, so this is the first thing you need to sort out. Recording your voiceover is super easy to do with InVideo, and it's much more accessible and affordable than hiring a voiceover artist off Fiverr or Upwork. Just sign into your InVideo account and click on the editor option in the dashboard. Choose landscape as your aspect ratio, and this will open up InVideo's super intuitive editor. The center area right here is the canvas that will show you the preview of your video, and below it is the timeline where all of your media is to be placed. On the left is the assets menu from where you will choose different assets to add to the video. Now to record a voiceover, you will have to add a placeholder media. So we will go to the image tab in the left menu and look for a placeholder image. Any image works honestly. So simply click on the plus sign on the image and it gets added as a media layer. This now opens up the voiceover controls visible right above the timeline. To start recording your voiceover, simply click on the mic icon and select the option to record your voiceover. If you have an external microphone, plug it into your laptop now. Otherwise, just press on the little red mic to start recording using your laptop's internal microphone. Keep your script open so that you can read from it while the audio is recording, and don't worry if you fumble or make a mistake. We can easily edit that out later. Now, once your video is recorded, click on Add and it will get added to the timeline. Extend the duration of your image so the entire voiceover is editable, and then zoom into the timeline to see the waveforms more clearly. Now, in order to trim out the unnecessary parts such as fumbles, repetitions, or long pauses, drag your cursor to the point you want to cut, and then either click on the scissor icon right above the timeline or press C on your keyboard to split the audio file. You can do this at as many places as necessary. To delete a portion between two splits, simply select it and then press delete on your keyboard, and then you can select the empty space again and press delete again to sync up the audio. Once you've done this for the entire voiceover, it's time to move on to the next step, which is adding your media. Now, for motivational videos, you will need clips that match the mood and emotion of the subject matter. An easy way to figure this out is to break down each part of the script into smaller chunks and find relevant clips for those. So the first line of the intro says,
"Imagine you're at work and your boss just gave you a huge project with an impossible deadline."
Now this is one sentence that has three different parts that we can showcase with video. The first is someone who is at work. The second part is a boss talking to an employee. And the third is an employee looking stressed. And that completes the narrative. So we will begin by choosing the first clip of someone sitting at their work desk in an office. For this, we will go to the video tab in the left menu and search for the same using relevant keywords in the search bar. Try a few different keyword combinations to see what results turn up. Now, once you find a clip that you like, I like this one, simply click on the plus icon next to it. This will open up a pop-up window where you want to click Add, and this will add your clip to the timeline. Now, once it's added, we want to adjust the size to fit the screen. Simply select your clip on the canvas and then drag around the endpoints to ensure that it fits the entire canvas area. Once that is done, we want to trim the duration of the clip to match the voiceover. So I will simply drag the endpoint of the clip on the timeline and bring it to where I want it to end. Now similarly, you want to look for the next clip that showcases an angry boss arguing with an employee. So we'll go ahead and search for that using the search bar. And then once we find the clip, we'll add it to the timeline in a similar fashion, and then we'll trim it. Now you can see that each new clip gets added as a separate media layer. This can get super confusing in a video like this that is bound to have several different clips. So a great way to manage this is to line up all the clips related to one sequence or one part of the video on one single layer. And to do that, all you need to do is drag your clip on the timeline and simply place it next to the previous clip on the same layer. You can even place all your video clips on one single layer if that makes editing easier for you. Now you want to go ahead and listen to each part of your voiceover and keep adding relevant clips. Generally, you want to keep the length of each clip as 3 to 4 seconds because longer clips can quickly bore out your viewers and they might drop off. Now, once all your media is added, it's time to add the finishing touches, that is your text and your background music. Since this is a motivational video, the text you add plays a major role in capturing the audience's attention. Using text to introduce the topic of the video and then to highlight each section is a good practice. So go to the text tab in the left menu and you can scroll through to find different text styles that already have animation added to them. Let's look through the minimalist options. I really like this style in particular. So to add it to the screen, I will simply click on it and it will get added on the canvas. I can then choose to reposition it, and because I want to bring it to the center of the screen and make it a little bigger, that's what I'm going to do. Now I don't want the text to come on screen right at the beginning of the video, but towards the end of the introduction where I say this line.
In this video, we'll be discussing the basics of stoicism and how you can begin to practice it in your everyday life.
So I will just drag the text box and position it where this part of the video starts. Now to edit the text itself, I will just double click on the text box to open up the edit window and type out my own text. We want to say how to practice stoicism for beginners. Once the basic text is added, you can use the controls on top of the canvas to customize it further. I want to change the color of certain words to highlight them. So I will select them in the edit window and then choose the highlight option that appears right on top of the selected text. Then I will go to the text color option on top of the canvas to change the color of the highlight. I think this looks pretty good. You can also similarly change the font, play with effects, and even change the animation. I like all of those things for now, so I am going to let it stay as is. You similarly want to go ahead and add text to the rest of your video. You can even use stylized text to highlight quotes by philosophers. Now once you have added all your text, it's time to add your background music. This helps viewers connect better with your video and makes it more engaging. So go to the music tab in the left menu. Here you have a selection of royalty-free music tracks segregated on the basis of mood and genre that you can use for your video. We want the video to inspire and motivate people, so I'm going to choose the inspiring genre and browse through the different tracks. Once I find one that I like, I will click on the plus icon to add it to the timeline. Now right now the music is playing at full volume, and this is making it hard for us to hear the voiceover.
Imagine you're at work and your boss just gave you a huge project with an impossible deadline.
So I'm going to select the music track and then use the volume and fade controls on top of the canvas to lower the volume so that it doesn't clash with the voiceover. Usually something between -15 and -20 decibels is a good range, but give it a listen before you finalize. Now, once you've added all your elements, it's time to preview your video. We've only created this for about 40 seconds so that you don't have to sit through a 10-minute preview. Simply click on the play button underneath the canvas to view what your video looks like.
Imagine you're at work and your boss just gave you a huge project with an impossible deadline. Your initial reaction might be to stress out and panic, but what if I told you there's a way to approach this situation with a clear and calm mind? That's where stoicism comes in. In this video, we'll be discussing the basics of stoicism and how you can begin to practice it in your everyday life. One way is to practice mindfulness and focus on the present. As the famous Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, the chief task in life is simply this: to identify and separate matters so that I can say clearly to myself which are externals not under my control and which have to do with the choices I can control.
And that has turned out to be a pretty great video. Now, once you're happy with the results, go to the top right corner of the screen and hit export. We suggest exporting in 180p for the best results. If at any point during the process you face any difficulty or are not able to figure out how to proceed, you can use this chat option right above the timeline to speak to our 24/7 support team. The response time is less than 30 seconds. Alternatively, you can also go to help.invideo.io to refer to the massive library of resources we have on using InVideo. Now, once your video is rendered, you can download it and then upload it to your channel. Make sure you think of a catchy title and design an interesting thumbnail to ensure people click on your videos as well. And that's how you can create and build a motivational YouTube channel that can get you views and make you real money in minutes with ChatGPT and InVideo.